Hey, it's me. Yes, I'm wearing little earmuff cat ears because in honor of today's video, I'm going to be talking about weebs, or just kind of nerds in general. No shame here, I was one. Still kind of am. Yeah. So if you like anime, or just basically anything kind of Japan related, pretty sure all of us have gone through a weeb stage of some kind, whether it be the full-on weeb, or just the secret weeb, or whatever. If you don't know, a weeb, or short for weeaboo, is someone who's pretty obsessed with Japan culture, anime, and can be a little cringy sometimes, depending on certain things. Today, what I'm talking about, though, is the things that I'm pretty sure, like, all of us have done at some point, if we've gone through our cringy stages, or are still doing. So, I know I'm speaking mostly from personal experience here, so we'll see if I cover everything, and then you can tell me if I missed anything in the comments below. Sound good? Sound good. Let's go! AMVs. Short for, I think it's animated music videos, that's what it stands for. I actually never really figured it out. But can we admit that we all at least tried to make one AMV, and it usually was dramatic and very edgy? Because I know I made at least two. I don't know if they're still up on my channel. I know I made some. They might be on my channel still, if you scroll all the way back. I know I made one for Kingdom Hearts, then I made one for like some anime back in the day. But we've all at least made or watched religiously AMVs. And usually, let's admit, we each had at least one favorite that involved an Evanescence or Linkin Park song. Or Skillet. Sometimes Skillet too. Fan art. Now you're probably thinking, duh, everybody does fan art, or, you know, every fandom has fan art, whatever. But can we all admit that we tried making fan art when we had no previous experience? I mean, yeah, everybody starts somewhere. But I didn't bother to try. I did the thing where you go on DeviantArt and you take the base and then you just draw over it and then you don't give proper credit. Guilty! I did that. I did at least twice, I think. If you do find my DeviantArt, which I kind of hope you don't, but if you do, you will see really crappy fan art. And I also did the thing where I would draw on paper and then I would scan it and then I would just upload that without cropping it, so you could just see like the edges of the paper that are all tweaked in the corners, and you're just sitting there like, great, nice job. Speaking of DeviantArt, you remember badges? The llama badges and the buttons that you would put on your page. It'd be like, a Full Metal Alchemist fan, Roy Mustang fan, anti this or pro this, like all of those buttons that you could just download, and people would just have like miles of buttons to just everything that they liked and disliked, going all the way down. Remember those DeviantArt pages and like having your bios and your journal updates and posting selfies because, you know, you considered your selfies art, and oh, I remember those days. That was before I had Instagram, and then I could just make excuses to post my selfies because it's like, oh look, Instagram's for selfies now. And of course, fan fiction writing. I mean, I'm not gonna go too deep in depth with this one because I've done so many videos on fan fiction writing already. But let's all admit, we've at least tried writing some fan fiction. Whether it be good or bad, I kind of fall more on the bad spectrum with my Mary Sue's and my really bad writing, and no proofreading whatsoever. Speaking of Mary Sue's, remember making OCs for your favorite shows, or your favorite anime, manga, video game, whatever? Admit it, you've made at least one OC. And admit it, they had to at least be a little bit Mary Sue-ish. Because, I mean, you don't go through fandom hood or whatever without making an OC. And come on, they were pretty edgy, weren't they? There was something with some tragic backstory or something like that. I have made many of those. And I used to make Facebook pages to RP as them. Speaking of which, who else remembers RP Facebooks? I do. I had at least 2 or 3. I usually made pages and RP'd, but sometimes I would make an actual Facebook account in RP. I don't know if everyone else did this, but this is definitely something I remember me and my friends did, where we would make these pages for OCs or for actual existing characters, and we would RP with other pages, or we would be you know, or we would just friend random people on Facebook that had, you know, the person's name in the picture. You know, you would get Zuko Fire Lord, or, you know, Sebastian Crow Demon, stuff like that. I admit, I RP'd with so many of those, and then I kind of realized, you know, I don't know who these people are, and they have access to my private information, so I probably shouldn't do this. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little proud of the fact that I used to own a Facebook page for Robin from Young Justice. I RP'd as him. I got a pretty good amount of likes, okay? Like, if you, for a while, if you looked up, you know, Robin, you know, RP pages or whatever, I was one of the top ones to pop up. And can we all admit that this is something at least some of us have done, where either you make a YouTube channel or, you know, a DeviantArt page or whatever, specifically to talk about specific things of, like, the show or the anime or the video game or whatever, or joining the DeviantArt groups. I joined so many DeviantArt groups because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I miss doing all this. I want more Markiplier fan art. I want more Pandora hearts. So I joined like a billion groups, and now I keep getting emails from DeviantArt saying you have notifications. And not gonna lie, I still go on there to check them sometimes, and I will have thousands of notifications because I joined groups, and it's like, hey, there's like 50 billion fan art pieces that have been submitted to this recently. You want to check them all out? I'm like, no thanks, I'm good. Or if you're a cosplayer, you might remember doing the Ask the Character things on Tumblr. I did that too. Yep. If you don't know, usually those would be like you wear your cosplay, people would ask your character things, and then you would reply with some text and like a little gif of you smiling or acting out or whatever. I didn't know how to make GIFs properly at the time, so I would have to upload the answer like 5 times until I figured out if the GIF was the proper size or not. And speaking of cosplay, everyone has at least tried to cosplay at least once if you're into fandom stuff and all that, right? I mean, come on. When I first got into anime and cosplay, I remember I took a cheap Halloween wig and chopped it up. I put on clothes that I thought looked really close to the character, and I tried posing in my laptop camera to get a cosplay picture, which wound up me with like one leg up, like trying to fit in the frame, holding up my prop, like, look, I have the prop, and you can see my full outfit. It looked terrible, and I deleted it literally like minutes later. Although sometimes, like, there was one time it actually popped up in like a search or something briefly that I did, searching for my DeviantArt. It was horrifying. And can we all admit, I mean, I know I kind of still do this, but can we all admit that when we get obsessed with something and we find a song that has like, goes to an AMV or something and it just matches super well, you download it and then you just think of that scenario or those characters every time you listen to it? Not gonna lie, after I saw The Last Jedi, every single song reminded me of Raylo. I am Raylo trash. So I'm gonna kind of end the video here, but before I do, I have a little bonus story for you. I was gonna make this its own video, but it was a super, super short story, so it's not that time consuming. Basically, my friend and I now own a lizard because it came in on a plant from Florida on a Walmart shipping truck. My friend works at Walmart. It was found, and they had no idea what to do with it, so we took it in. And his name is Yoshi, and he is a green anole. So I'm gonna show you our new baby in just a second here. I don't know if you can see him, but he's right there on that stick, right there. He's a little brown right now because he's shedding, but this is his terrarium. We're doing our best to make sure it looks good. We've got our little thermometer and humidifier thingy back there, and lots of leaves, make sure it stays moist for him as he sheds. And yes, this is Yoshi. He is a male green anole, and he is very sweet. We do not handle him because he's so stressed out, but he's nice to look at. Well, now that I've gotten that little story out of the way, I will end this video here for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm honestly surprised that, I don't know, I'm surprised that this channel is still growing, I suppose. I am going to be working on some new video editing techniques, so hopefully I will be able to do a little bit more. So hopefully video quality will be going up soon, cross your fingers. That was so energetic, yay! I'm trying to work on my energy too. I feel like I'm just such a dead person on the outside and on the inside, let's be honest here. Either way, I'll be seeing you guys next Tuesday, hopefully. Bye! Or as the Weebs would put it, sayonara, minasan! I hate myself.